Okay, the meeting of the Park Board of the City of Connersville, Indiana is now in session. Dane, would you lead the Pledge of Allegiance for us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we do the roll call, please.
Harold Gordon,
Here.
Ann Kirshner,
Here.
Amy Hammonds,
Here.
Scott Kiefaber,
Here.
Carrie Pfeiffer, Dane Lashua,
Here.
Okay, very good. Let's do the reading of the minutes. Anybody have any additions or corrections?
There were several spelling errors, and the spell check obviously didn't work well. I understand that, but on the top of the page where it says Office Park, that's spelled wrong, and that might cause a problem later. It's U-T. And then, are we going to refer to Smalley's Lake as Smalley's Lake, or are we going to refer to it as John Connor Park? That's another minor kind of thing. Most people call it Smalley's Lake, but I think technically it is John Connor Park. Nothing major, just a couple little things. And when your spell check isn't happy with you, it's not happy with you. I hate autocorrect on something that's spelled a little differently, so.
What is the official? Is it John
The
Connor?
John
Park?
Connor Nature Preserve.
Nature Preserve, that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's probably how it ought to be referenced in here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Even though we all know what it is.
did you get those then? Did you get those written down?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll make those corrections. Anything else?
No, the content was fine, just a couple of little things like that.
All right, all those in favor of the minutes with the corrections, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, minutes are good now.
Scott, we were going to move Ms. Cologne up to the first thing under new business.
Okay, that works for me. Okay, so under new business, we have Haley from the Girl Scouts. I guess present Gold Award Project.
I am Haley Lucas. I'm finishing my junior year of high school. I'm a senior Girl Scout. I'm working on my Gold Award project, and for that I was planning on putting in a little library in Office Park because I really like to read. I always have, and ever since I was little. And I know that there are people over there who can't really get to the library, and now that the bookmobile isn't running anymore because the person who drove it retired, I feel like there really needs to be, I know there are people over there that can't really get to the library very easily. There is a lack of transportation, and they need books too. Everybody needs books. And yeah, I am going to build the box with my dad, and we will be the ones to put it in. And I have books to start it off with.
Yeah, how does that work then?
I put books in it to start it, and then people can take them and put books in it, and it
Okay,
just,
so it's kind of the honor system?
yeah.
We have one over by Kitty Land too.
And by the way, the Parks Board is going to get a new bookmobile and nominate a driver.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it'll be driving sooner. That's probably
You mean the library
June 1st.
board?
Library board.
Yeah, I was gonna say, come on, Dane, don't throw the library bookmobile on us too.
The new bookmobile is already ordered and.
Yeah, it's
That's
coming soon.
wonderful.
Yes, it is.
Theoretically, June 1st.
Oh, we're getting a brand new one.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think that's a fantastic idea. And one of the resources that you might do, the Friends of the Library always has a book sale. They always have things left over, and that would be a good resource for you to get restocking. Also, contact Mrs. Geesting.
She's
And high school, middle school, elementary school libraries weed out every year things that haven't been checked out. And typically those things are out for anybody to take. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just, for whatever reason, somebody hasn't read them, but in a while. But that would also be a wonderful resource for you to put into the box and to keep it replenished. So I'm sure you and Mrs. Geesting are good friends if you like to read. So that would be another really, really good resource for you, because she's the head media specialist for all of the Fayette County schools. So, and like I said, they just give them away, and what they don't give away, I think they send off to some mission someplace, but might as well keep them in town. So
So where in the park are you planning to put the library?
Near the playground.
Okay. And how are you going to fix it to the ground? Are you going to cement it in, or have you thought that far?
Big post.
Probably cement.
Cement, okay. Good deal.
good deal. Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
Is this similar to a Eagle Scout project then, just on the Girl Scout?
Yeah, the Gold Award is the highest award that you can earn in Girl Scouts. I already have my silver and bronze. Due to COVID, I don't actually have the pin yet, but I have my
Yeah.
the silver pin.
So will it be red? That one's white. Will it be red like the others, or?
This is the bronze pin.
Oh, okay.
This is silver and this one's gold.
Is that kind of a sample of what your box is going to look like, sweetie?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So she'll need a motion to approve her
Yeah.
request.
Okay,
I move we approve her correct request.
I will second that.
okay. All right, so we have a first and a second. All those in favor of her project, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. And guess what? You can do your project.
Thank
When are
you.
you going to get started, do you know?
It will be done before the end of summer.
Before summer? Okay. Good deal.
Okay, very good.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, Kelly.
Okay, moving on to new business, we need to, I'll just take these two resolutions. Resolutions 2022-18, transfer pool concessions to field concessions, 10,000. And resolution 2022-19, transfer pool concessions to soccer concessions, 500. I'm just assuming you're replenishing some cash for the
Well,
flow.
they put the whole 40 in pool and it never got dispersed into
Okay.
the other areas, so that's kind of what we're doing.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, all those,
Well, I move we pass resolutions 2022, 18, and 19.
okay, got a motion to pass them, got a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, gets those two under control. All right, and then we have on there the refund plan for the pool passes.
So the pool liner was supposed to begin installation today. No one showed up. They are still in New York. Evidently, there's been a lot of rain in New York, and it's delaying their project there. They are now telling me Wednesday they will get started. So it's a rough timeline of 4 weeks from whatever day they finally show up.
4 weeks.
We were targeting June 29th, so this would put us already out to June 27th, and this would now put us out to June 29th. So I wanted to go ahead and get some type of, I'm sure we will get bombarded with refund requests, and get some kind of plan approved by the board, so we can get that on Facebook and in the newspaper and kind of get ahead of the talk that's going on about the pool. Now we had added the non-transferable, non-refundable, and will not be replaced if lost after opening day, May 28th. That's what was on our current pass.
Okay,
I don't have any until we know an opening date, my idea was to do a prorated refund. But until we know the opening date, we can never do that math, obviously. So, I guess I would propose that if people want a refund, you know, before the pool opens,
Full
that they
refund.
can get a full refund. And then if those who do not request the refund will get a prorated refund based on whatever day the pool does open. Also including those who purchased the pass at a discount in March will be refunded a little bit less than those who purchased it for full price. It just depends on what you purchased the pass for. But, you know, you have to request the refund before the pool opens. You can't come that day or the day after and say, now I want a full refund. You know, I think at some point we need a cutoff date, but,
How many months is the pool actually open?
it's open May 30, well, it's open the Saturday of Memorial Day, whenever that falls, to Labor Day. So the Monday that is Labor Day. But once school starts,
3 months.
we are only open on the weekends.
Right.
So can we figure out how many
We
days?
can't until they actually open the pool.
Yeah.
Once they're.
So,
But
Once
they're
but Kate has already pulled everyone who purchased in March and everyone, and we are currently not even selling passes
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it's just too much more confusion.
Yeah.
because this was just a thought, okay? Rather than worry about the refunds and the prorating of it all, it sounds like we're gonna lose a whole month for them, okay? Are these pool passes dated for this year then? Do
They
have a
are.
date on them?
We could just refund them all.
Well, or this, those who are having problems with it and are concerned about it, is let them carry over and have that pool pass good for next year.
I'm almost afraid, well, and then you get into something with accounting too.
Well,
because
I
then-
didn't
You know
know.
what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I almost feel like that might be more complicated.
Well, I didn't know if that would be easier or more complicated, just for the fact
Yeah, I
that
think that might
for
be
next
more.
year, it wouldn't go on revenue then.
Or what we could do is we could just refund all of them.
Yeah,
And just kind of say, we just are foregoing passes due to the liner issue.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's fair for somebody who plans to come every single day in July.
right, and that's where you're gonna get into trouble there.
Or we could refund them all and
And
then
say
we
you can
could
repurchase.
sell them
There,
at a later
That's
date,
probably
right. When-
repurchase.
when the pool opens, when we have a pool opening date, you can purchase it for this price. So give them all their money back and then, okay.
Are we gonna go with the regular?
Well, I think you have to drop down the cost of it, don't you?
Well, that's the other issue though, is
Right.
it's set by, the prices are set by the rental ordinance, so I don't know that you can just change the price. I think you would either have to do, refund them all and just say we're not selling them this year due to
The issue.
the issues with construction. Now, we didn't sell them in 2020 because we weren't able to open on time.
So how many have we sold? What do we do?
Maybe 50. I'm
Oh.
trying to think of the list.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
50.
That's quite a-
That is quite a few, but it's really not as many as what I expected.
Yeah.
Okay, 50's not a bad number.
I'm thinking it was a full sheet. It was a full
So
sheet.
you
I'd
know
say
it.
42 to 50.
Yeah,
Okay. I'd almost say just refund them all.
and just wipe the slate clean.
Just
And
have
then
I'm
we don't
still
have
getting
to.
calls daily on people wanting to purchase.
Most people have been told that we're not opening the pool
Yeah,
at all. That's
Yes.
what they're saying.
Oh,
Anyway.
wow.
Yeah.
I think that once we do have a date that we can open the pool, then put it out there again for those patrons who want to purchase a season pass, and then we could prorate it accordingly.
Well, that's what we were just talking about.
discussing. We
Yeah.
can't because of,
Oh.
Of the,
Yeah,
This is
but
how much
that-
the pool pass
for-
costs.
People that buy the pool passes buy them because they use the pool
Yeah.
a lot, and they could spend more money in a week and a half than they could by buying the pass
With kids and everybody.
with the kids and everybody. And this is not a rich town. There's people that, that, I think that's a real sticky problem as far as that's concerned.
I guess from a standpoint of how this is gonna work out, because probably those 50 that you have, I think you're gonna have to prorate them down. That way, well, no, you can't if you sell them for full price at the end of June. That's not gonna be fair.
So you just leave them?
I would say, I guess you're just gonna have to leave them.
And if they want a refund, yes?
If they want to, other than that, no.
I mean, that's just gonna be the cleanest way to do it.
If they're gonna request a full refund, knowing, understanding full well when the pool opens, that then they're gonna have to pay the daily rate.
See, this is the problem I have is I thought this board was supposed to make these decisions. And now we're letting the city council and the board of works makes these decisions, which takes a lot of power away, well, not power, but decision-making from us. We should be having, I think we need to talk to the city attorney and see what he has to say about this, because we can't make decisions because we gotta worry about the city council and the board of works.
Are you talking about because it's, the rental rates are set by the,
Yeah, because they're
By
setting all the
ordinance?
rates, that should be this board's job to be doing that, in my opinion.
well, I mean, I have the local ordinance right here.
I know, I think,
I agree with you to a certain extent on that. We should be able to make some decisions.
Well, I think you can make the decision to say we're gonna, but as far as changing a price, I don't think we can do that. Now, issuing a refund, that way we sold it, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
at that
That's a-
price.
I think we should be doing it all. I think that's what this board's position is. It's just not set back and say, okay, we're gonna wait for the city council and the board of works to make the decision for us.
But we make the suggestions when we change the rates for the pool passes, which we did about a year ago, was it, Scott?
2 years.
2 years ago. When we changed the amount of money that they were costing, we upped the price of them. This board actually made the recommendation. It was just, we decided on how much was reasonable and how much was not.
Right, but
And then we sent it to them for approval, so it's not like, it's just another layer, really, I would think, because
Well,
they didn't turn us down.
the issue is it's just what you said. We made the decision, it was gonna be this, but it still had to go through and be approved and voted on
Yeah.
by somebody else to put it into the paperwork. Okay, we didn't make the decision to put it into the paperwork. I get that, and yes, it does kind of hamstring us a little bit to making decisions for the park.
Because you're talking
This
another
board does
2 or
not
3
have the
weeks.
duty, yeah.
Yeah, we do not have the duty to set those rates. Well, we have the duty to suggest those rates, and they should take what we say, but then they have to make the decision if we,
So what does the ordinance for the park board say?
You have the right to make general supervision and rules, establish rules governing the use of the park and facilities, provide police protection, appoint administrative officers, including job descriptions, establish qualifications and standards, make recommendations for the annual report, prepare and submit an annual budget, appoint a member of the board to serve on another kind of board. That means, that's really it. There's 8.
yeah. So still, basically it says that we can't change the price.
Yeah, I mean,
We could
I don't know,
recommend, we could recommend to,
Yeah, but then it has to go
to,
become an ordinance,
yeah.
okay?
So we.
For 1 year, that's not,
No, we just don't have any we have to deal
There's
with
not a lot of flexibility.
with the changes that are caused by delays and all this stuff, but we do not have the ability, we do not have the flexibility then to adapt to those changes quickly, which basically makes it a moot point. And I understand Harold's frustration with this. That's, I don't know what we do, but I get it. You know, we're making policy for this, except in this situation, we have to deal with all the feedback from it, and yet we're not we're not capable of
Cause see,
fixing it.
the park board was put in place by ordinance. And now
You
we have
signed
an
it.
ordinance, huh?
You signed it.
I know. That's what I'm saying, that's not what I intended. I intended to, when I signed it, I intended this board to run the park. I did not intend for city council to be on every move of it, or the board of works to be on every move
Well, I
of
don't
it.
think it is, but
Yes,
they
it
are
is.
when you enter
If we
into
can't make a decision right here
but when you
on what
enter
to
into a
do,
contract,
and
what
we
you
gotta
try
go to
change
them,
the
what about they
price.
say no?
Okay, okay, let me
Yeah.
ask this question, Catherine. If we were to have a situation where, let's say, July 16th, something happened to the pool and we closed it for the summer, what would you do then with refunding money?
God.
You know what I mean? So you're always gonna have that, does it say rain or shine? Does it say non-refundable? I mean, you know, so you get into those kind of logistics. So if that were to have happened mid-season, after you already purchased the ticket, you had come several times, would you just be out of luck then? Or would it have been refunded?
According to the back of the thing, it's
So,
non-refundable.
no, exactly. So I think it should just, I think that should be in play.
You got a point?
It's up to you guys.
When events say rain or shine or non-refundable or whatever, you take the chance of purchasing a ticket. You
wanna
gave
pass
a
that
discounted
down.
price in March.
That's what the board of
You know,
the language.
I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent. It's a rule. It's what they did, they purchased it. So, good, bad.
I think, I agree with Amy, but I
Yeah.
think when you're an elected body such as the Board of Works or the City Council, we're not elected. I think we have to be very careful in how we handle those things because it does come back on.
Well, sometimes I
Come
think
back
that's the
on you.
reason,
It's not gonna come back on us, we're appointed.
yeah.
Right.
Sometimes I think that's the reason,
Us.
sometimes
You two are gonna have, the ones that have to deal
when
with
we
it.
need a city attorney here
Mostly
at our
Kate.
meetings to ask these questions.
Well, it's,
Pretty simple.
yeah, what you bring up, just the fact that it states it on the back of the thing, it says it's non-refundable. Doesn't matter when you purchase it. It doesn't say it's non-refundable after this date. It says non-refundable.
Oh, but it has, there's a caveat here, a legal one. After opening day, May 28th.
If
We
lost.
cannot open.
If lost,
Lost.
If lost after, but it says opening day, May 28th. Opening day is not going to be May 28th.
okay, but read the whole sentence.
Pass, non-transferable, non-refundable, and will not be replaced if lost after opening day, May 28th. So this is implying that
If you lose it,
If you lose it.
if you lose it, it's also implying that the pool is going to be open on May 28th, 2022. Because that says opening day. And opening day is not going to be May 28th, 2022. It's going to be sometime in June 29th, maybe, 2022. So if you want to get nitpicky with the law, we're in violation, which we can't do anything about.
all right, so what this boils down to is if they want a refund, I guess give it to them. If they don't, if they talk to you about, I want to keep my pool pass, but I want it prorated, they have to go to the city council.
No,
Because we
can offer a refund.
well, I know, I'm saying if they
We
want,
just can't change a purchase price.
Right.
okay. All right, so we could prorate it. Okay, so if we can do that, you can, if they want their
We're not
refund,
changing any,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
we're not changing any
a purchase
language.
price.
We're
We're
not
just
changing any
offering a
language.
refund.
Okay, so I'd say if they want the refund, fine, let them have it. If they want to take the chance and do the prorate, I guess work it out that way.
So Kate can contact our pass holders.
Yes.
Now, what do you want to do about just no more sales? I mean, we could do that. We could just say the passes we sold are sold
Yeah, I think you
due
have
to
to cut it off.
construction or.
Yeah, because because hopefully we'll open June 29th. There are no guarantees. If it opens in July, school starts again the 8th of August. So quite frankly, June, as far as available, end of May, the whole month of June, as far as available days to use the pool, is our prime time, which we're losing at this point in time. So if you had the total number of days. Once school starts, it's just on the weekends. School starts, I think on the 8th of August. So at most, you would have maybe 5 weeks in July, first part of August, and then we just go to the weekend. So basically, the meat of the pool season was taken away by something we had no control over.
So yeah, I'd say just no more offering of pool passes.
So we need to reiterate that into a motion.
Okay, let's do that. Due to the situation with the construction of the pool liner, I need a motion to suspend the sale of pool passes the rest of this year for the pool season.
And authorize refunds.
And authorize the refund or proration
For those who have
already purchased it.
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, I got a motion, I got a first,
I'll second.
got a second. All those in favor of the pool pass recommendations, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay.
Thank you, guys.
But I would like to entertain that, I think we should have because we've been having a lot of things that we need an attorney on lately. And I believe that we need to have a city attorney present at our meeting, just like every other board has. So these questions can be asked.
It'll come at a cost, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
The city attorney, that's what he's paid for, to represent city boards. If you have to pay him, you have to pay him, but it's better than a lawsuit.
Yeah, on some of these, you are correct.
Yeah. And it's better than getting lambasted in every social media type situation too.
That happens anyway.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, but at least if you have a legal, you have some teeth.
Yeah, we won't know how to prorate it
Until we get an example.
until we have an opening day, and then it'll be based on how many days the pool is open, which we can calculate after we,
To be determined.
Okay.
but we can go ahead and calculate how many days we would have
Oh
been
my
opened.
God, Catherine.
Well,
All right,
I'll plan on getting something in the newspaper and on Facebook about that. I just wanted it to go, because that changed a little bit from what I was thinking. So I wanted the board to approve the plan officially before we rolled anything out, so.
okay. All right, well, at least we have a plan. Hopefully we can stick to it. I don't know. All right, I noticed Dennis isn't here tonight, so,
His daughter has her banquet tonight.
yeah, so, anything to report on sports? You got anything on that end that you can share? I know
I don't
soccer's
know.
about done, isn't it?
Finished.
Soccer's
Yeah,
finished.
Soccer finished
So-
that.
Okay.
Soccer's finished up.
Yes. Saturday.
We do have Church League softball open through May 27th. That's really the only sign up we have open right now.
Okay, good. All right, well, he'll bring us up to speed next meeting. All right, Catherine, you're on.
Well, and positive news about the pool, the new gutters are on.
Okay,
We did, there was quite a bit of work involved from our staff getting that ready for Natari to come in and put the new gutters in. So the guys had to scrape a bunch of the caulking out, and it was a long, dirty job, but that's done. The new gutters are in. The pipes on the back of the filter have been replaced by Spear. So I feel like we have done everything possible to prevent leaks.
good.
Once this new liner gets put in, we've certainly done everything to ensure that it's, the warranty of the liner will be good, because, we've done every step that they've asked us to do. When they say, like, that was one of the reasons for spending so much time with the caulking, was because they said, well, if this is leaking, it's gonna get underneath your new liner, and then, so I really feel like we've done everything we can do. We have already canceled or rescheduled all the June pool parties, so that's kind of when the social media rumors started, I think. The staff is being constantly updated on this moving target. And then June swim lessons, all of those people have been contacted. We are able to move those out to the pool at the high school. So that will continue, and then July we should be okay. So that's really, and we do have some very nice new landscaping at the pool. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but anyway. We are still working on the mulch at Kitty Land. The guys were out working on it today. The middle of the playground is still really saturated, and so we've left that alone for now. I did mention to the Board of Works, because it will be a pretty large expense, is getting this storage shed built beside the Miller Building. That is something we are very seriously looking at. I do have 3 bids. I want to get some imagery to show you guys, to show the Board of Works. One of the biggest issues with the Miller Building is there's no storage. We have 400 chairs, we have, 60 or 75 tables that we store. We have basketball goals, we have indoor soccer walls, we have, did I say soccer goals too? Soccer and basketball goals. We have a stage, we have Jeremy's lawnmower and yard equipment. There's just a lot of things, and they get stuffed in the coat closets and in the breezeways, and it looks very tacky. And it's also very cumbersome to move things. You know, when it comes to indoor soccer, everybody hates it because those walls have to be moved around. So what we're looking at is I believe it's a 20 by 40, basically it's a pole barn with a garage style door and then a regular entry door too. We're
It's gonna be
thinking,
placed on a,
you know where,
on the
well, you know
ground?
where the shed is now? No, it'll be on a concrete pad.
Okay, good.
Do you know where the shed is now? It's on the south side of the building. We were going to tear that down and replace it with this nice, large building, so we can kind of clean up some of our mess. So I'm pretty excited about
So
that.
who's paying for this barn?
We are.
But we had no say-so in the building.
What do you mean?
This is the first I've heard we're building a 20 by 40 pole barn, because it's got to go to the city council to have the money appropriated to build a building in the park that we didn't know about.
It's on our goals list.
Well, but that didn't tell me who was paying for it. That
Well,
didn't
the
tell me
park-
that had to
the
go to the
park
city
would have to
council
pay for it.
to get paid for it.
No, I
And
would
it-
have to take it to the Board of Works.
That's what I'm saying. So
Because it's
why
over
are they making a
$5,000.
decision? That's the reason I want an attorney here.
Because it's over $5,000.
Well, then what purpose is this board? Everything we have is about over $5,000.
No, not everything.
Park, the pool, buildings, electric bill.
But everything
Water
has to
bill?
go through that process, right? Am I
Yes.
correct? Yeah, so I mean,
No,
you
that's
as a
what-
department head have to, each department head
When
comes
you
through.
approve claims, you're approving me paying for a storage shed too. But since I'm entering into a contract with a construction company over $5,000, then I
Ci-
have to take that to the Board of Works.
Yeah.
Anytime I enter into a contract, it has to be, because the city is ultimately on the line.
Right.
If something goes
That's
foul.
the reason if we want to do something like that, this park board would ask for an additional appropriation. Not, we would add, that would be their decision at that point.
Well, I wasn't gonna ask for an additional, we
Mhm.
already got $160,000 additional for the pool.
So then why do we need why do we need the board? If we've already got the money, why do we need the Board of Works?
Because it's the contract, it's
Right.
Yeah.
because I'm entering into a contract with a construction company.
Catherine, is this gonna be similar to the one that they just built over at St. Gabe's? Or have you seen that one? It's a pole barn, it was put up by the Amish builders, they put it up in 4 days. It was fabulous.
I don't think I've noticed it.
It's back there by the house.
I'll go look at it.
Yeah, it's back there by the house. They literally put it up in 4 days. It was Amish
Nice.
builders, and
Well, send me who you guys had, because we didn't get a bid from them.
You didn't get a bid from them? I will call
What is that?
Melissa.
No.
I'll call Melissa.
You guys hear that? Sorry.
I'll call Melissa and find out because,
Yeah.
I mean, I do lunch duty there. We couldn't use the parking lot because they were doing construction. I'm thinking, oh man, this is gonna take a long time. Literally
days.
4 to 5 days. They came in, they had the pad.
Is it aluminum siding?
Uh-huh, it's a pole barn.
Yeah.
And it's got
That's what I'm
a
thinking.
door, and then it's got a side door. It's right there, but I'm not sure the dimensions of it, but from what you're saying, it sounds
Sounds
about
pretty
right.
similar.
And that's what they're using it for.
Yeah,
Exactly the same, the tables, the chairs,
yeah,
all that,
the stuff.
all that good kind of stuff. But I'll
Yeah, send me that.
I'll ask Melissa, I'll ask Melissa Rakoviak if she can get that information to you. I don't know how much the building was. I just know that they did a very good job very quickly.
Yeah, good deal.
I don't know how long ago they contracted for it though. It could have been a while ago. But once they got started, it was done.
Yeah, well, we've been talking about it since I started because we just have too many things.
Well, and they're bulky. They
Yes.
take up a lot of space, and then to try to move them all the time, it's like whack-a-mole. You put it
All our
one place.
Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's on the agenda. Second Street is still moving along. We have equipment orders placed for the swing set and the slide and the shelter kit. Still waiting on the soil bearings. That beeping is like really distracting.
It's something to do with the alarms.
It's on the other side or, yeah.
Sorry. But that project is still chugging right along. The guys cleaned the fountain today. It looks really nice. When you drive by, it's like bright white. So the cleaning is done. They will be sealing it hopefully tomorrow and Wednesday. And then the sealer will probably have to dry. And then hopefully next week we will be able to get the fountain turned on. And then Ryan Baker is going to finish that landscaping around the fountain. That's why that big pile of stone is sitting there. And then I just had that camp opens on May 31st.
How many children do we have signed up for it?
We have 54 children right now.
54? That's good.
Pre-registered.
So, well, not having the pool open will impact their activities also, unfortunately.
It will. And then we do have another movie in the park coming up on June 3rd. And that's all I got.
Okay. Good. All right.
Oh crap, I'm sorry, I have one more thing.
Oh, no, not now.
No, I just looked at this letter. So Stephanie Ruff works at the extension office. And they would like, and she's in charge of the farmer's market. And they would like to set up their Thursday night farmer's market along I call it the barrier road, where the barrier is.
The access road.
The access road. They want to set it up right there in the grass. They would like to do that the first Thursdays of June, July, and September. And they would be there from 4:30 to 7:30. Did they end up renting the Park Road shelter?
No.
She was going to call and see about renting that, but since they weren't renting anything, I said she said that they aren't required to have an event permit for their farmer's market downtown, so I'm assuming they don't have to have an event permit at the park. But she did send this email kind of about, there's a couple copies there, about it. But really, I just said I'll just pass it by the park board and make sure everybody else is okay with it. really, I don't have any issues with it. It's something they would set up, tear down, and
Well, I think they wanted something logistically up in that end of town. Because
And that's not a bad area for it, really.
yeah,
No,
that's a good location. That way people can kind of pull up and
Right.
shop and then
yeah.
get out of the way.
And it's
easily.
just gonna be what, 3
3 days.
3 times.
three times, yeah.
They're skipping August because of the fair.
Well, they were having it downtown in the parking lot where they had the other one before. So maybe the switch in location will be,
Are there any issues about parking? How would we
I
manage?
think
No,
that's a
but-
good choice for parking.
Yeah, because you can pull up there and pull off
Well-
quickly. A lot of people pull up there and park anyway.
For the
Yeah.
So-
building up there.
we've not had problems when we've had that area, when we had the big Halloween thing, we used that area also. So I don't think it'll be a big problem.
I think, I don't see any issues with it.
You wanna-
They'll clean up.
You want to get a motion to approve
Yeah,
that?
just
I'll
say
make
we
that
approve
motion.
it.
Okay, I got a motion to approve. I need a second.
I'll second.
I have a second. All those in favor of allowing the farmer's market to proceed with those dates, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, yeah, let them have it. Very good.
No, that's all I have.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay.
Captain, you've got, for summer discovery, I know Scott Caldwell is in charge and there's no, we've got staffing issues enough for the 54 kids. You're
Oh,
in good
yeah.
shape.
Yeah, we're fully staffed.
Scott's really excited about doing that. He has some,
He has a whole spreadsheet.
yeah. Yeah,
So it's a really good team. The 3 of them are a really good team, and you know, Nathan is doing the scheduling and the social media stuff, and Scott, like, I mean, he has every week planned out. They have themes for every week, and Ben has all these ideas for activities. So
Good.
yeah,
it's gonna be a good summer.
lesson plans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Well,
The
good.
kids won't know how to act this year. That were there
You
last
better
year.
act better.
Well, I think that and the thing, Scott's had so much experience working with kids with 4-H and in other venues that he's, if Plan A isn't working, he can go to Plan B, C, D, and E pretty quickly. Because he's had to do that previously.
And we've got our discipline policy out
All the
in the
parents got-
packet, up
Yeah.
front.
I read that, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and all the parents signed it, and if it's like the school corporation, if they sign it and they don't read it, then that's their problem.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, good. All right, we'll move on to old business. Anything old business? Miscellaneous business? I think here I'll bring up, I wanted to touch base because last week there was the whole deal with the River's Edge. Okay, I thought it was very appropriate that you got that out to the public on Facebook. They needed to know. Things haven't stopped. Doing everything we can at this point in time.
There's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes.
Right.
You know, I think one of the first things the park was tagged in, it was, why aren't you mowing? Well, that's because that park is not open.
Right.
I think it's actually on the schedule to get bush hogged this week.
Okay.
But it's not open. We have signs posted because the park is not open. No, you are not supposed to be taking your kids back there on that playground. No, you're not supposed to be back at the amphitheater. It's a closed park and there are signs posted. If you are visiting at your own risk. So that said, that's why it's not going to be mowed as regularly as the other parks because it's not on the priority list as far as mowing goes.
Right.
But like I said in that post, there's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes. It's a project that got started by one group and then the group has changed twice. And it's been trying to figure out how to work with what has already been done and make it into a park because a $250,000 grant was not going to build an entire park. There's been a lot of criticism as to why didn't you build ball fields first? And the answer to that is because that wasn't part of the grant. That's
Right.
not how we initially got started. The grant was to build the facilities that are built, the playground, the concession stand, and the amphitheater. I wrote the grant to the DNR. There was a scorecard, and we wanted to get the grant, and those were things we were going to have, and it made sense. But that's why those things got built first. But we have worked almost 2 years now with an architectural company with their construction team, and it's actually how we met Adam Stone, who's the city's new financial advisor. He was brought in on the River's Edge project, and the mayor liked him so much. Now he's working with the city. So, and I think he's going to be a tremendous asset in trying to figure out how to finance a $4.6 million park. But I think the thing that is most important to me is, you know, a lot of times we don't say much about a project because it's very difficult to explain a complex situation on social media. People aren't going to read it anyway.
Correct.
A lot of the people on social media, it seems, already have an opinion formed, and they are just on there to be mean, quite frankly. Yeah, and to say that they know an inside person who told them this and that. It's not been any kind of conspiracy. It's not. It's been a lack of. I guess we haven't really talked about it because
It's been a little while since we brought it
Yeah.
up, but it's not that we were hiding anything, it's just that this is the way it is right now.
and
that's
saying,
why-
you know, we're working with this team on finances, and oh yeah, sure you are. It's like, well, yeah, we are. It just takes
Right.
a long time.
Right.
But what I posted, that is the most current design. What has been accomplished is that community assessment. That took the better part of 6 months to do. When people say that they have no input, those were public, what do you call them?
Forums.
Public forums. I mean, those were advertised, people were invited to attend. That is what the park is based off of, is that community feedback. The feedback was much more than baseball. It was river access was number one. People want that canoe launch expanded. They love that trail back there. They want to see that, you know, improved on. They want walking trails back there, walking path around the park. So it was a lot more than just ball diamonds.
Well, and that portion of that survey was not only the public forums that they put out there, they made calls throughout the city and the county to find out what was the interest of, they were basically cold calls, so.
They benchmarked all the adjacent counties.
Yes.
You know, they did their homework.
Yeah, they went
You
as
know,
far as.
that's why it costs so much money.
Right. They went as far as Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and Dayton to find out the.
Driving radius.
The driving
Yeah.
radius to find out who would be interested in playing tournaments here, as well as other things as well, not
And
just
how many
baseball.
fields do we need
They
instead
actually-
of guessing? And
Right.
that's where they came up with, you know, a clover of 4 would be plenty.
Right.
It really would. And it would be enough to host the size tournaments that would be attractive in this area.
Right.
So that all has been done. It's documented, it's done, it's ready to go.
I think the problem is people see a park, they see the amphitheater, they see
Right.
the stuff there, and a sign that says, sorry, you can't use it.
Right.
And again, it's like, I think that's just what's very difficult for them to swallow is if it's sitting there, it's clearly done, then why can't we use it? And I thought you did, you know, there are certain, it looks done, but it's not done.
There's no septic. everybody said, why aren't you having concerts out there? Well, there's nowhere for anyone to use the restroom. There's no roads, there's no parking. So picture yourself out there at 11:30 on a Saturday night and it starts to rain.
Yeah,
There's no lights. Going to the bathroom's the least of your concern at that point. You know, you're
Well,
in the dark, it's muddy, and it's just, you just can't have a
no,
park that way.
but I think that
So-
that's the real issue. They see it sitting there.
Right.
And not sitting there paid for and not have, it's like building a house and forgetting to put in the electricity and the water and all that other stuff that goes with it. It's just, you know,
And that's all part of the completion now.
Yeah.
And the reason, another big reason is the initial phase of that park will be the excavation work. It will be leveling, so north of Soccer to the west, that is one job. That can't be done in this phase and that phase. It all, if you're gonna build ball diamonds correctly, that land has to be excavated at the same time. That's why we're not just building one ball diamond or two, because ultimately it would be more expensive to do it that way.
right.
But again, that initial part is the most expensive flipping thing in the project. I mean, that earthwork is extremely expensive. So that's the challenges that we're facing. But you know, I really hope in the next couple of months that with Adam here and it's budget season, Adam already knows that's my number one thing is how are we going to finance this park? Because now we have to figure out how do you know, if we do the build, operate, transfer model, how do you make the payments?
Right.
And I give plenty of kudos to the mayor for saying we're not just gonna jump into this without knowing that. That doesn't make any sense. So it is taking, believe me, it's taking much longer than I would like. But it has not been forgotten.
Well,
It's
that's one
just a
of,
lot of behind the scenes stuff.
well, that's one of the things I wanted to bring up about that. You putting that out there, the comment section is becoming after that,
Yeah.
changed the whole demeanor of the
I
chat.
didn't see the other. I'm not part of that group
Yeah,
that
well.
I guess this started in.
Yeah, but it started out very negative, and once you put it out there to the public how it's actually working, that informed everybody, and I think that information is important. That's what changed the whole demeanor of the chat,
Yeah.
and put things in a better light, I
It
felt.
makes me never want to join that other group.
Yeah,
Personally.
Okay, so,
I'm not in it. I'm not going to join it.
Right. so, but,
And I think too, if people truly want information,
They can
don't
get it.
turn to Facebook.
right, yeah.
But we
Well-
all know that that's the best
Yeah.
source.
Well, the thing
You
it boils
know,
down to is all
Call
this
the
is,
park, come to
right.
this, you see how
Come to
many
meetings.
people come to our meetings.
And you know, I'll say this to everyone listening, if you want to complain about it, get involved.
yep,
And a lot of those people making those comments, I've never even heard of them.
right.
So, you
So-
know,
It's very easy to be a couch warrior.
it is, yeah.
And there were some people on there that did say it's all been out there.
Yeah.
Okay, and it has been. We've talked about it in these meetings. We have put it in the paper. All those things that they were asking and talking about have been explained. It's all been public knowledge the whole time. So, but I just wanted to bring it up tonight, just so that way we
No,
would
I
reiterate
appreciate
again.
that.
So that way everybody knows that it's not sitting
And I
there
would-
idle.
And since you brought it up, the only other thing I would add is, you know, the constant put down of, well, here you are building Second Street. Please stop. Just, you know, again, Second Street is being built purely from donations.
Right,
There is no tax money. There is no city budget. It's not even a grant. It is donated money. And it riles me up, and I take it personally because it's insulting to everyone who gave $1 toward that park when some couch Facebook warrior wants to criticize that project because they think there's some cover-up with River's Edge or whatever the dialogue was.
They don't recognize that they're two different projects, they're funded differently. You run into this with a lot of things with property taxes and the school corporation and how much that plays into the funding as far as what we're concerned. So that's just misinformation.
And with the bridge, we have an incredibly generous donor who gave $160,000 to see that bridge renovated. And insulting that person will get me angry every single time. No, that money didn't get spent on a playground because that person gave money to do this specific thing.
Right, exactly.
So if you want to pony up $160,000 for a playground,
Well,
great.
right.
But it gets me angry because these people are stepping up.
Right.
They are giving of their personal wealth and to
And
be
they're passionate about a
criticized
certain
for
project.
it. Yes.
And that's what everybody needs to understand.
For
They're
their
passionate.
interest to be
Yes,
criticized.
exactly.
And again, the people who fund us, the grantors out there, the individual donors out there, they see this crap on social media that people post in and out of our community. People, they read this stuff. I don't really think, a grantor would be super thrilled to read. It's the same as when we redid the tennis courts. Well, why are you doing that? Why don't you spend it here? You gotta think, you're representing our community when you put those comments up there, and it makes it harder on the people trying to get dollars in when our community is represented that way.
And then when there's people
That's my
thinking about a
soapbox
project
for the
that want
night.
to donate money,
They think
we
twice.
may
Scare 'em
not get
away.
them.
We
Right.
lose them, yeah.
Be like, that's an ungrateful group.
Yeah.
One thing I think that we need to do more of is reading that, I can't even think of the title of it, it's the benefit of having parks in your community. That paper that was written.
Yes.
One of the things that it's marketing, and one of the things that, not marketing, it's just saying, look, you can go over there and play baseball, you can play tennis, you can walk along the river, you can do da-da-da-da, and all this stuff Connorsville has. We've got it here, and I think it just needs to be promoted more because it really is, and like the farmers market, and people come at the train, all that stuff is just wonderful, a wonderful resource that we need to benefit. We need to promote more, and I think like the Second Street Park or just the main park, the Miller Building, anything we want to promote.
Promote.
It's it all to the benefit of the community, and telling the community that, making sure that the Board of Works and everybody else knows that those things that the parks are doing, they're providing, are all to the benefit of the community. And passing it along, I think, is part of something we need to do more of. How to show what the parks are doing for Connorsville. That paper is fantastic, the way it just...
Well, and also I had an opportunity to talk to Brian Durham this week, and he's the president of the chamber, and the activities they had in downtown Connorsville a week ago. Asked how it went, and he was very, very pleased till the rains came. But it got a lot of people downtown. It got a lot of people interested. It was a very positive type of thing, and I think sometimes we need to let people know that don't make the assumption that it is tax dollars that are going for some of these projects. that's the assumption with the school corporation, that the property taxes that we pay here in Fayette County are a huge part of the Fayette County School Corporation budget. That's not true. We get funding from the state, we get funding from the federal government. So if we build a new school, so to speak, the property taxes in Fayette County are not necessarily going to go up precipitously because of that, because there are restraints put on that. But I think that with the parks, everybody assumes that if it's a park that's in the city of Connersville, that somehow, or in Fayette County, somehow the Fayette County taxpayers are ponying up the most of the money. And in the case of Second Street, that's certainly not true. In the case of the bridge, it's not true. You know, we have certain things we're responsible for, but a lot of these special projects, we have other sources of income that sometimes want to remain anonymous. You know, they just want to give to the community.
And we also,
Go ahead. Also, the thing about the parks is, it's not an event. It's a resource that you can take advantage of. You can take a walk in the park, you don't have to go to the city, that wonderful thing that happened, the celebration in the Ville was great. It really did draw a lot of people and everything, but meanwhile, you can walk around the park and check out things and see I don't know, and you can.
Go out to the John Carter Preserve and fish in the lake and walk the trails. It's a real pleasant summer activity.
all right. Well, I think we've been on our soapbox long enough. Okay.
Okay. Hey,
Did you get all that?
well, we're kind of on social media too, because we're on TV3.
Yep.
So we've had our opportunity.
I have one more thing for miscellaneous real quick. Before the fall soccer season starts, can we get some more signs about no dogs out there? Poor Dennis has had to be the bad guy. And there's that one sign, and I think people are just missing it, honestly. I mean, because there's the one sign, so we'll see. So people had made the suggestions at the soccer field that, hey, if there was better signs, maybe people wouldn't bring them, and I said, I'll mention that, so.
No
There you
smoking,
go.
no vaping, no dogs.
And there was also smoking and dogs
yeah.
last weekend.
Vaping.
So,
Okay, good.
anyway,
Yeah,
And
write that
that is
down.
also in an ordinance,
It
by
is.
the way.
It is, actually, yes.
It's not just some made-up rule.
Right. So, okay. All right. Any other miscellaneous business? All right. Well, I need a motion to accept claims, including payroll.
I'll make that motion.
I need a second.
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. Payroll accepted, including claims. Okay, move on, our public forum. Okay, crickets. All right, I need a motion.
I move we adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.